Hey, Astra here, and I'm so excited to share with you this abundance activation for soulpreneurs. Because the thing is, I really want you to start understanding that you can create abundance through your soul biz, with your soul biz as a channel. Whether you are a service provider like a coach or a healer, whether you're a spiritual artist or a spiritual writer or a channel, a psychic medium, um, whether you read with crystals or tarot, whether you um, are a shaman or a spiritual business coach, the list goes on and on and on. And the thing is, we as a people, our tribe, the soulpreneurs, I call us, we've had so many different blocks on so many different levels to believing that we can achieve success, receive abundance, that we're worthy of having money, and so many. I won't go into all the different money blocks and whether it's from past lives or a soul level or um, a heart block, or you're holding on to someone else's energy or belief system. So there's so many different variables at play. But I want to share with you in this audio some really basic um, pieces, I guess you could say, pieces of the puzzle that you really, that once you start putting these together, you're going to start understanding that you really can receive abundance through your soul biz as a channel of prosperity. So the main piece that's coming through is to open your heart. Make your heart your best friend. Listen to your heart. Ask your heart questions. Ask your heart for guidance. When you get really close, when you build a close relationship with your own heart, then you'll start to realize how important it is to love yourself. Because really, as soulpreneurs, we can, learn from the best business coaches. We can put all of the quote unquote right action steps into play. We can create our marketing schedule and tweet and post and share and launch programs and all of this stuff. And, we might get some signups and we might have some success, however we decide to define success. And, that's great. But in order to really create your heart and soul centered business that is going to be a sustainable source of income, and maybe even beyond sustainable, maybe even into, overflowing with the cornucopia of abundance, then your heart has to be your business partner. So I've taught for many years, that your soul is your wisest business coach. It's still true. That is still true. But what's been being shown to me on a really deep level over the past year or so is that now it's also time to bring the heart into play. Because all of these blocks, all of those old abundance blocks that I was talking about, they're really, really blocking heart energy, which means they're blocking love energy. So, so it's possible whether we just started a business or whether we've been in business for a long time, and as soulpreneurs, we come from a place of wanting to be of service. I don't like that word. I don't Love that word. I like the word support. I want to be of support, and I want to be a guide, that guides people to their own empowerment, their own abundance from within. So, we've been wanting to help people and have been helping people. But when we are not living, breathing, working, and playing wholly from a heart space, then we're leaving one of the main abundance ingredients out of the picture, and that is love, starting with self-love. So that brings me to another piece of the abundance puzzle, which is filling your own cup first. The old picture of servitude and service is to give, give, give outside yourself. Help others, help others, help others, help others. To the point of where do we fit into the picture? We have to remember that we're human beings worthy of love also. And when we don't put ourselves in the picture, when we don't paint ourselves into the painting, when we leave ourselves out of the puzzle, we're leaving out the piece where we feed our own vitality, where we build up our own energy, where we show the universe, yes, I am valuable. And yes, I am putting self-care as the most important piece of the puzzle before I even start to build the foundation for my service-oriented business. Because how can we be of service when we're drained, when we're like so many people, this has been happening to so many people, when we have adrenal fatigue? I just went on a several-month cortisol balancing journey where I was naturally balancing out my own cortisol levels. And cortisol is a hormone that helps to regulate stress, the feeling of stress in the body. And when we're always highly stressed out, the body is pumping entirely too much cortisol at all times, which leads us to not have enough cortisol left, which leads to adrenal fatigue, which leads to bazillions of other health issues, some fatal. So I knew when I was like always feeling stressed out, around Thanksgiving of last year, and I was talking to a colleague on the phone, and she was stressed out and she was having like a panic attack. And I suddenly I had this whole vision, and I did this whole energy reading of the situation. And I knew that she was mirroring to me how I've felt, so much of the time, that I was always stressed out, even though I had my beautiful, soulful clients, and that I was helping them with their business and helping them open up to more money. Um, but I was not helping myself first. And that just doesn't cut it, you know. So a piece of the abundance puzzle is that you've got to fill your own cup first, whatever that means for you. Whatever helps you to feel peaceful, alive, energized, relaxed, free of worry and stress. Whether it's I like to take what I call abundance baths. I'm going to bring that into my life a lot more. You can use crystals, essential oils, flower essences. I like to since I do vibrational healing energy work, I like to bring a certain vibration into the water, energetically, and like, what's it called? Like, charge the water. Oh man, even just thinking about it, it's the best. So you can do baths, you can take long walks in nature, or just long walks in general. You can go sit in a cafe and relax and write in your journal, or just stare out the window and dream and people watch. Whatever it is that fills your cup. Do this every day, guys. like it's the most important thing. It may sound weird, like, oh yes, your business will be more successful if you daydream and if you float and if you take a nap and if you take a walk and if you, but it's true because that gets you into the abundance vibration. It gets you out of fear, out of worry, out of anxiety, out of poverty consciousness, out of lack-based thinking, because you are giving yourself gifts daily, more than once a day. Come on, y'all. Come on, it's time. And the last piece that I want to address today is to know your worth. Know your self-worth. And one thing that occurred to me as I was feeling into this is that, and tell me if you relate to this at all. So it was several years ago already that I decided that I wanted to work mainly, you know, online, over the internet, meet my clients via Facebook and Twitter and whatever else, LinkedIn. And let me take a little sip of my beverage here. My throat is dry. Okay, so I'm trying to remember exactly what year. I think it was towards the end of 2011. And I had been mainly working in person, doing my energy work, my shamanic work, and sound healing and all of that. And then, I also, for about a year and a half, I was also taking on shamanic apprentices. That was actually my main business for a while. And my students would come to my home studio, and that's where I would teach. And that was all great. But as I was sort of getting into starting to learn from some of the online spiritual business coaches to start to get, pointers and tips and all of that, I thought, yeah, I really love this idea of working over the internet and bringing, plus at that time I actually received guidance from my soul that I really wanted to start working with entrepreneurs, and do like spiritual business coaching or shamanic business coaching. And that's when I kind of received that download from my soul, that I really wanted to help and support people who were like me, help and support them in creating, running, and sustaining a successful heart and soul centered business. And so what I set out to do. And I really kind of dove in and started to learn from these great, spirit-based business coaches that were out there. And I was subscribing to newsletters left and right, and listening to teleseminars and webinars and all of this stuff. And over time, eventually, I took some classes, and really I ended up narrowing it down to like my top 2 or 3 favorites and who I still love. And but I remember way back when I first was into them and listening to them, I had this mentality, and this is what I want to know if you relate to this. I had this mentality that these teachers, these spirit-based business coaches and business teachers, well, I'll just say it, I had this mentality that they were better than me. And not necessarily as people, but I had this mentality that, they were higher than me. They ranked higher than me because they had, email lists with thousands of people, because they were making 6 and 7 figures, because they, were hobnobbing. What an old-fashioned term, but it's true. They were hobnobbing with the other highly successful, financially successful spirit-based business coaches, and they were all JV partners, at joint venture partners, and so there was like they were the elite crowd. And this was, none of that's true. I mean, it's true that they were successful, and it's true that they partnered with their friends, and that's fine. Like, so what? Of course they did. That's a good thing. And I never thought it was a bad thing, but I put myself, what the bottom line is, I put myself below them in my mind. Not consciously, but now that I look back, I see that I was like, what? That person made more than $1 million in their business? They're, royalty, and I'm just a lowly citizen of Earth. And it was a poverty mindset. It was a poverty mentality. What I know now is that each and every one of us who's got what I call a soul biz, we're all equal. Nobody's better than the other. Just because they were making, $1 million a year and I wasn't, doesn't mean they're better than me. It just means that they figured out how to do it before I did, or before you did, or before, anyone did listening to their classes who weren't yet doing that. And that's fine. That's a good thing. That means that they have something to teach us. And I don't gravitate towards the teachers who say, here's what I did, here's how I did it, that's the right way, and that will work for you. Because that is not true. This is another piece. And this is another reason why they're not better than us, we're not worse than them, we're all equal, because the truth is they found a way that worked for them. And can they give us helpful tips and tools? Yes, we can listen to their stuff. We can pick and choose what feels good to us. We can use that. We can tweak it. And the other thing that makes us equal to them is that we can create our own tips and tools. And again, this is by connecting with your soul, connecting with your heart, and asking your inner wisdom for guidance. Like, okay, this teacher and that teacher, they taught such and such and so and so, and that feels pretty good. But I feel like maybe, well, I'll leave that little piece off because that doesn't feel great. So is there something I want to bring in instead? Let me ask my inner business wisdom wizard, I call it, or your inner biz whiz. And that to me is a combination. I used to say it was just the soul. And this was before I was shown the importance of the heart. I wasn't ready yet, I think. But because I'm ready, I know you're ready too, because we're equal. So now the inner biz whiz, your inner business wisdom wizard, is your soul and your heart. Your soul's wisdom and your heart's consciousness. So connect with your soul and heart and ask for guidance, because they are your best business coaches, your best biz experts. They're your, what's it called? They're the GPS of your soul biz. Your heart and soul are the GPS of your heart and soul-centered business. So nobody's better than anyone else. Some people learn things before other people, and that's good, because then they can talk and teach us and tell us some good groovy stuff, and we can say, yeah, that sounds great, I'm going to apply it, and it feels good. Because when we feel good, then whatever we do works. Or we can say, ooh, I like that thing, but I don't like that other thing they said. That doesn't feel good to me. What could I do instead? Hey, heart and soul, give me some guidance. What can I do? Give me guidance on what will help me to feel good and aligned with my soul biz success. And do that. I'd love to hear how this audio went for you. Can't wait. I can't wait for you to put all the pieces into place and let me know how it goes. And don't do what doesn't feel good, and just do what feels good, and that's that. Love. Mwah. Oh, actually, I got so excited about my whole audio that I forgot I wanted to mention, I am running a new program called Sing Your Biz Alive, and doors open, registration opens this coming Friday, I believe. Look at my calendar here. Yep, this coming Friday at 1 p.m. Central. I will put the cart up on the page. The page is astrasings.com/sing, S-I-N-G, astrasings.com/sing. And the program is called Sing Your Biz Alive, and it is for creating and running your sustainable, soulfully successful biz. All aspects of it. Getting through any blocks you have that may be standing in the way of your success. We'll work through money blocks. We will connect you fully to your heart and soul. I will do personalized energy work for you. When blocks arise, I will be answering all business questions, all abundance questions, all money questions, and assisting you in vibrationally aligning with your success from the inside out, so that you will feel connected to your marketing and business joy, and you will charge and receive what you're worth, because you will be so connected to your heart and soul as your biz guides that you will just always know that your services and products are worthy, and that you are here for a purpose, and that when you share your wisdom and your messages and your gifts and your services and your products with your true tribe clients, that you will always receive the abundance that is here for you. And I'm really excited, really excited about this, and to really get our tribe together and break free of any old earth energy and old earth chains that no longer serve us and support us, and really step into the new earth business paradigm of peaceful prosperity as we relax into abundance together.